Breaking on 4 News now at 6. A date is set for when Idaho's longest death row inmate will be executed. What could prevent that from happening?
Take the dog out while you still can. I am tracking some rain slowly making its way into the area. I'll show you how long the wet weather will be sticking around in the first alert forecast.
And the Spokane City Council banned any new drive-thrus in one Southfield neighborhood. The impact it could have on the proposed Chick-fil-A coming up. You're watching 4 News now at 6. And we begin with breaking news. February 28th, that's when Idaho will execute its first death row inmate in more than a decade. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice. Thomas Creech was convicted of killing 5 people, including a fellow inmate. Creech also admitted to the court he killed or participated in the killing of at least 26 people. He was originally scheduled to be executed back in November, but it was postponed when Creech's lawyers asked for his sentence to be reduced. That request was denied yesterday. Now, one of the only things that could prevent the execution would be an order from the governor. But Brad Little released a statement reading, "As governor, I have zero intention of taking any action that would halt or delay Creech's execution. His lawful and just sentence must be carried out as ordered by the court. Justice has been delayed long enough." For the past 4 years, the Pacific Islander community has been fighting to remove this statue of John R. Monahan downtown. Monahan was a Navy soldier who was involved in the colonization of Samoa in 1899. The removal of the statue is one step closer now that the Spokane City Council has approved a new process to review potentially offensive landmarks and street names. Marissa Rio is live with the impacts this has on the community. Marissa?
Well, Derek, this statue has been in Spokane since 1906. The fight to remove it has been an uphill battle. The last time this process passed was back in August, but the then mayor Nadine Woodward vetoed it. Now that the process has been passed again, a Spokane Samoan woman who is also a director with the Pacific Islander Community Association of Washington says her community sees this as a big win. As you drive through downtown, you may have noticed the large Monahan statue that looms over Monroe at the intersection of West Riverside. Its presence serves as a constant reminder to the Pacific Islander community of a devastating past. The statue also has racist language as it refers to Samoans as savages. Without a process in place to review these sorts of requests, the Pacific Islander community has been left to fight for their voices to be heard without any answer in response. Now, people can submit their concerns to the Spokane Human Rights Commission, who will then determine whether the landmark or street is likely to cause mental pain, suffering, or disrespect.
This gives somebody an official record on the city addressing their concern, where before it was folks calling the communications director of the mayor and getting rebuffed. With no avenue to continue a conversation.
Anwar tells me the Human Rights Commission has reviewed this request and says the statue is not inclusive and does not represent what Spokane stands for.
I and the Human Rights support the removal of it, and we want it done in a way that is culturally respectful to our Samoan brothers and sisters that had to deal with this.
In 30 days, when this process goes into effect, City Council will be left to decide if and when the statue is removed. As of now, Anwar says there hasn't been any other street or landmark that has been a call for concern. But if there is one in the future, people can email the Spokane Human Rights Commission and they will review it with the city and determine a resolution. Reporting live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you. Well, a man accused of knocking off 3 Spokane banks is in jail tonight, and investigators used DNA evidence to track him down. This is a security camera picture of the suspect, who investigators say is 40-year-old Dustin Parent. He's accused of robbing a bank on Spokane's South Hill in October and a credit union in November. Investigators say the robber left behind some DNA at one of the banks, and when testing came back, it matched Parent's. He's also a suspect in a bank robbery at Indiana and Division earlier this month. Perrin refused to make a court appearance today, so he's scheduled to make his first appearance tomorrow. Well, our warm, dry weather is coming to an end because we have some rain on the way. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker now with when that's expected to arrive.
Well, it is taking its time. It looks like almost 24 hours from now. Actually, we'll start to see the very lightest of precipitation, a little bit sooner than that. Here's a look at our radar right now, and we've had some sprinkles up along the Canadian border here in the last hour or so. The rest of the region is mostly dry. We're seeing some areas of fog developing. Our forecast radar shows the last of that precipitation moving out. Then we are dry overnight, and then we start to see that rain moving in the morning. Here's 8 a.m. around Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, Omak, some light precipitation. Also around Winthrop and Wenatchee, not quite making it into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. And as you'll notice, as we get into the afternoon, it is really going to parallel that line between North Idaho and eastern Washington, not quite making it into Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, perhaps Bonners Ferry. Most of the wet weather will be confined to eastern Washington tomorrow. Meanwhile, temperatures right now are in the 40s, and we're actually still at 40 degrees. Our high today was 41, 39 in Coeur d'Alene, also in the 30s in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. Meanwhile, it was 50 in Pullman today and 55 in Lewiston. We're going to get some of that 50-degree weather into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene tomorrow, a high of 51. 36 is our average high. Dry to start the day with some patchy fog, and then right around noon, we'll bring in that chance of very light precipitation, a much better chance of rain across the region for Thursday, and a cooling trend in the 7-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, here's a live look at the Spokane City Council meeting where they will be discussing a plan that would beef up the city's police department. If approved, the city could get an additional 25 officers. The request follows recommendations from a report by a consulting group hired by the police department to review its staffing needs. The report says it would cost at least $6 million to implement the recommendation. The City Council must identify new funding sources to cover that cost. We'll have more on this vote tonight on Nightside. Well, Spokane has a drug problem. It's a problem that doesn't just impact the person who's using. It affects the community, families, and for some women who get pregnant while using, it means their babies could be born with drugs in their systems. 4 News Now's Robin Nance takes us to a place doing innovative work with babies withdrawing from drugs and their mothers. That work could impact not just Spokane and the state, but the entire country and beyond.
Hi, handsome.
This is 4-month-old Zachariah. From all appearances, a perfect baby boy. What you can't see is the battle he's facing inside. Zachariah was born with drugs in his system. His mom, Mary, was a drug user for 7 years.
Fentanyl and meth.
She was using until she found out she was a couple of months pregnant. Mary checked herself into a drug rehab in Seattle and got on methadone to help her get clean. But methadone is also a narcotic, and that drug was being passed on to Zachariah.
So he had to stay in the NICU for like a month and a half.
When Zachariah was released from Sacred Heart's neonatal intensive care, he came here to Maddie's place, which also took in Mary to keep mom and baby connected. Bonding within the first 90 days is one of the first struggles these drug-affected babies often face. What's uncertain is what happens later in life. These kids often face learning, behavioral, and mental health challenges. Intervention now could change the course of their entire life.
Our mission is to provide nurturing, medical care, non-medical care, and support to drug-dependent infants and their mothers.
Sean Cross is the president and CEO of Maddie's Place, the only pediatric transitional care facility on the West Coast, and only one of 4 like it in the entire country.
The focus here is non-pharmaceutical. These babies are cared for, as you can see, in a quiet, low-stimulus setting. Caregivers like Taylor provide a number of different comforting methods, including frequent carrying, holding, and careful feeding.
It's licensed to treat up to 16 infants and 13 parents at any one time. Since opening in October of 2022, it's cared for 64 babies. Cross says what's happening here for these drug-affected babies and their mothers is cutting edge.
And what we're learning is that what we're doing for the babies is more significant for the moms even than maybe we initially appreciated.
Those beliefs about the impacts of Maddie's Place have been just speculations, but we're about to have some solid facts in the form of a Washington State University research project.
What we find here is most likely going to be quite innovative.
Professor and Executive Vice Chancellor at WSU Health Sciences, Celestina Barbosa-Leiker, is leading a team of researchers with a deep bench of expertise. The team will study the health outcomes at Maddie's Place under a state pilot program.
This study has the potential to impact how services are being given to moms and babies with neonatal abstinence syndrome, not just here in Spokane County, across the state of Washington and nationwide as well.
While the research will tell healthcare providers a lot about drug-exposed babies in Spokane County, including just how many there are, it'll track the methods at work at Maddie's Place and could ultimately affect how that work is paid for. Right now, private insurance does not cover patients here. Cross wants the study to be a launch pad for Medicaid to pay for programs like Maddie's Place, which could fund more facilities and work like this around the country. In the meantime, here in Spokane, this place, Maddie's Place, is making all the difference to this baby and his mother, who says if she wasn't here, she and Zachariah would be living on the streets.
I love this place so much. I'm so thankful they have a place like this.
In Spokane, I'm Robin Nance, 4 News Now.
Amazing. You can learn more about the work being done at Maddie's Place by finding this story on KXLY.com. Well, still ahead here, endless scrolling on social media could be impacting your child's mental health. Tips on how to prevent them from doom scrolling coming up. Plus, a push for more vape detectors in Washington schools, the long-term effect vaping can have on your child's health. Next on 4 News Now.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features new and upcoming MMA stars battling it out for the next big ticket fight. King of the Cage live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 15th.
Winning is just the beginning.
RV show pricing continues now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake. Yes, every RV in stock at R&R RV Liberty Lake is show priced. You'll save thousands with rebates and show discounts on Cougar, Rockwood, Montana, Class B vans, and more. Everything show priced. Now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake. Shop online at rnrrv.com or visit R&R RV in Liberty Lake, Eastern Washington's largest RV dealer.
Hi, I'm Todd, president of Pacific Bath. It's a brand new year, which means a brand new Kohler Luckstone shower in your home in as little as 2 days. Jason?
Thanks, Todd. The Kohler Luckstone shower has become so popular that we're starting out 2024 with the biggest savings of the year, $2,024 off. A new Kohler Luckstone shower. Homeowners have trusted the Kohler brand for 150 years. Plus, Pacific Bath provides a down-to-the-penny price backed by Kohler's lifetime limited warranty. Act now for the biggest savings of the year. Remember, we're celebrating 2024 by offering $2,024 off a new Kohler Luckstone shower. Plus, no payments and no interest for 12 months. Don't miss out on these savings. $2,024 off and no payments, no interest for 12 months. But remember, this offer is only for a limited time, so grab the phone and call now.
They say post it or it didn't happen. But out here, in the places we were made for, you'll have to take our word for it. Find somewhere the internet's never been. With the family of Broncos designed to get you there.
Lease a 2023 Bronco Sport for $299 a month and get 2015 bonus cash only at your local Ford dealer.
Queen Nation, the ultimate tribute to the music of Queen, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, March 7th. Get your tickets now for the #1 ranked Queen Tribute Act.
Winning is just the beginning.
The million-dollar question right now is, how much burden of these conditions, these lung diseases, are we going to see in 20 or 30 years of vaping?
More kids are vaping in Washington, and many of them are doing it in school. Now, the state legislature is trying to make it easier for schools to stop them. Hunter Bertram is here with how the new bill in the legislature could help.
Yeah, Derek, over the past decade, there have been a significant increase in the number of young people who are vaping. This trend has become a cause for concern, and some schools are installing vape detectors to catch kids in the act. Some schools in the inland Northwest have installed detectors like the one you just heard, but they're expensive. Spokane Public Schools paid over $100,000 to install them, and not every school district can afford that.
To date, we haven't had vape detectors. Really, it's an expense thing, and there's a lot involved in getting them installed.
Lindley is a principal of Bowdish Middle School, a part of the Central Valley School District, which does not currently have the detectors.
Well, having vape detectors would help us just be more aware of when it's happening. We could have more immediate responsiveness to the situation, so we would be informed immediately. We could intervene.
A bill introduced by the state of Washington's Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction intends to provide money for these in all Washington schools. The detectors would be funded by grant money, requiring each school district to apply for the funds.
We want kids to make healthy choices, and systemically, we want to create change for kids where they don't see vaping as an alternative at school.
Gosh, I mean, we've done this before, right? Tobacco, cigarettes have kept us in business as lung doctors, and I think that we're fooling ourselves in saying that these vape devices aren't going to cause the same kind of problems down the road.
Part of the immediate need for these detectors in school is to curb addiction, as Dr. Arthur worries it goes beyond lung health.
You know, there's the concern about lung health and breathing, but then there's the concern about brain health and development and mental health and everything else, and that's just as serious in my opinion.
Dr. Arthur also said that already the effects of vaping is shown in youth with asthma and has increased anxiety levels amongst users. As for the bill, it's still in the early stages and has more discussions to go through before approval.
All right, Hunter, thanks so much. Well, according to Pew Research, nearly half of teens say they use the internet almost constantly. Now, some parents are worried that social media doom scrolling is hurting their kids' mental health. Doom scrolling is the act of spending too much time reading negative news online. 42% of parents say their teens waste too much time on social media, and 28% are concerned about the toll it's taking on their mental health.
The biggest point we make to parents is they need to also be considering are the things they need to make time for. So are they making enough time for academics, and are they making enough time for in-person or real-world social experiences?
And the ways social media affects teens depends on their current mental health. Dr. Dave Anderson of the Child Mind Institute says most teens do not report having a negative experience on social media, but there are teens who are more vulnerable, like teens who already have a mental health diagnosis or those who might be prone to anxiety, depression, or concerns with their body image.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be unseasonably warm again tomorrow. We have showers possible on Wednesday, a much better chance of rain on Thursday, heading into a cooler but not cold weekend. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
At Carpet One, we're here to floor you. You can save like never before during our flooring blowout. Hurry in to see our beautiful options and learn about our special financing.
Panhandle Carpet One Floor and Home, West Appleway Avenue.
What can we make for you today from the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana?
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Get your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
One good job should be enough for an honest person.
UFCW 3000, the Essential Workers Union, helps make that a reality.
UFCW 3000 fights to make sure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
Fair wages, health care, and a pension plan. The things every working person deserves. Thanks, UFCW 3000.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
At Carpet One, we're here to floor you. You can save like never before during our flooring blowout. Hurry in to see our beautiful options and learn about our special financing.
Panhandle Carpet One Floor and Home, West Appleway Avenue.
Well, these pigs could one day provide a nearly endless supply of organs for human transplants. An average of 17 people in the U.S. die waiting to get a new organ every day. Recent advances in pig cloning and gene editing and a better understanding of infection control have led to a handful of institutions to make breakthroughs. These key steps could allow the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to sign off on a clinical trial in the near future. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Amazing.
Yeah, to think you have a pig heart or whatever it might be.
I might keep it to myself if I did, you know.
Yeah, all right.
But...
We've been talking a lot about the rain is coming, but in the immediate, we're looking at the fog.
Yeah, fog and very, very light rain once it does finally get here. Let's take a look at current conditions. It's dry right now in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, though the roads are still wet and it is a damp night. If you're out walking the dogs, boy, I've had a lot of muddy paws over the past couple of days. It's still 40 in Spokane with mostly cloudy skies and 37 right now in Coeur d'Alene. Will not drop much from our current readings. 35 for an overnight low in Spokane. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 51 for a high tomorrow, counting on a little bit of break in the overcast for some sunshine to start the day. Little bit, and then some showers coming in the afternoon. I've been emphasizing the light nature of this rain. Here's our chance of precipitation through the next through Wednesday. Only a 20% chance, picks up around 11 a.m. noon, and the best chance to see that rain is going to be on the West Plains and points to the west. Here's our precipitation totals over the next 24 hours. And you'll notice we have 0 for Sandpoint, Coeur d'Alene, Kellogg, and St. Mary's. No measurable precipitation expected down on the Palouse or in the LC Valley. It is all to the west as high pressure is acting like a brick wall as these systems try to move in. Only 0.05 of an inch expected in Spokane. And again, that's at the airport. You move that sensor to the Spokane Valley or a little bit further to the east, you may not record even that much. So we have this system trying to make its way in. It will just barely do so on Wednesday, but there's a better chance of rain coming up with this system on Thursday. We expect valley rain and only the highest mountain snow as our temperatures will remain above average. Meanwhile, to start the day tomorrow, temperatures will be above freezing just about everywhere. Only a couple of exceptions. Colville 32, Kalispell 31, but we'll be in the 40s in Moscow, Pullman, as well as Lewiston. Then high temperatures on Wednesday. We're going to bring up some of that warm air into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area in the lower 50s, mid 50s for St. Mary's, Pullman, 58 in Lewiston. Tomorrow will be 55 in Ritzville, even in the 50s up in Grand Coulee, 40 in Winthrop, and 45 in Omak. Your planning forecast, very, very light rain tomorrow and possibly some hints of sunshine early in the day. Better chance of rain throughout the day on Thursday and a little bit cooler. We're finally cooling down to 40 degrees Saturday and Sunday with a chance of showers each day, but only a 30% chance. 30s for highs Monday and Tuesday, and it looks like that cooling trend is going to continue as we get into Friday. I keep getting asked, is winter over? We'll be looking out at that long-range forecast coming up in the next half hour, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Here is a live look over downtown Spokane right now. Coming up after the break, we'll talk Zags with Julian Minnesone. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hi, I'm Ken, and I'm a lawyer.
I'm Donnie, and I'm not, but I am an advocate.
So am I.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
Seriously injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
That's us.
All of us.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Get your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Agriculture Innovation meets tradition February 6th through the 8th at the Spokane Convention Center. Come see the latest in farming technology, network with peers and industry experts, and participate in seminars. Whether you're a seasoned grower, an entrepreneur, or just passionate about agriculture, this is the event for you. Meet, learn, grow at the Spokane Ag Show. Get your tickets now. I'm Melissa Paul, Ag Show Director, and I'll see you there.
Experience the Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Explore better boats, the largest selection of inventory, and the biggest savings, all under one roof, inside the region's largest indoor showroom. Discover the latest models from the industry's best brands, including Cobalt, Malibu, Axis, Barletta, Chris-Craft, Harris, Regal, and Cruisers Yachts, plus our huge display of pre-owned inventory. Mark your calendars and make waves with us at the biggest event of the year, happening February 1st through February 10th. The Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Better boats, better prices, better event.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
So how good will tomorrow morning be?
Don't lie, you're jealous.
When Dua Lipa and Henry Cavill come to GMA.
It was so fun.
And Demi Moore is here live. Tomorrow on
Good Morning America.
Donnie, what will the advocates do to get our clients justice?
Everything.
And what do they pay if we don't win?
Nothing.
So we give.
Our all.
And the clients pay?
Nothing.
Unless we win. Pretty good deal.
Pretty great deal.
Injured? You deserve an advocate.
4 News Now is brought to you by Panhandle Carpet One, Coeur d'Alene.
In about an hour and a half, the Gonzaga Bulldogs will be looking for revenge against Loyola Marymount. LMU, you may remember, upset the Zags last season, snapping their 76-game home winning streak. Sports Director Julian Minnesone is live in the kennel with what tonight's game means for GU's postseason chances.
Hey, Derek, good evening. Yes, it's the start of a huge week for Gonzaga. They have LMU tonight and then St. Mary's on Saturday. As it stands now, Gonzaga is a bubble team for the NCAA tournament, so every win means that much more. Every loss hurts that much more. And like you mentioned at the top, LMU came in here into this building, upset the Zags last season, snapping that long-time 76 home game winning streak. The Bulldogs do not want a repeat performance of that. If they want to beat LMU this time, they'll have to beat their former teammate. Former Gonzaga player Dominic Harris now plays for LMU. He's blossomed into the star for the Lions, averaging a team-high 14 points a game. Harris was also a key member in Gonzaga's recruiting class that include players like Jalen Suggs and Julian Strother. Now, one thing to keep in mind for tonight's game, they're playing earlier in the week on a Tuesday night as opposed to their normal Thursday, Saturday slate. So a win, you get it tonight, it goes a long way, and then you got some much-needed rest before taking on St. Mary's, and we all know what those matchups means to the fans here in the kennel. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. We're going to have coverage for you after the game, all the post-game reaction you need right here on 4 News Now. But for now, live inside the kennel tonight, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, Julian, thank you so much. Well, 3 more Seahawks will be headed to Orlando to suit up for this year's Pro Bowl. Wide receiver DK Metcalf, quarterback Geno Smith, and special teamer Nick Bellore will be suiting up this Sunday as injury replacements. They join teammates Bobby Wagner, Devin Witherspoon, and Julian Love. This is the most players the Seahawks have sent to the Pro Bowl since 2020. All right, still ahead, students will have to wait a little bit longer to receive their financial aid packages. What's behind that delay? Coming up.
People have mixed feelings about this new proposed law that will lower the pet deposits for renters. Coming up, why some people say this will make it more difficult to handle properties.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hi, I'm Todd, president of Pacific Bath. Start the year off right by updating your shower space with a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower. Jason, tell them more.
Thanks, Todd. January is National Bath Safety Month, and what better way to update your bathroom than with an easy-access Kohler Luxstone shower? Kohler is an industry leader with 150 years in business. And Pacific Bath is proud to be your trusted local Kohler Luxstone shower provider. Check out the low entry shower base and a safety seat and bar shelves with installation in 2 days or less. Call now for the biggest savings of the year. It's 2024 and you'll save with $2,024 off a new Kohler Luxstone shower. Plus, we've got the financing to make it even more affordable. No payments, no interest for 12 months. Throughout the greater Spokane area, call Pacific Bath at 509-361-6674. That's 509-361-6674.
We're not supposed to be out here, which is exactly why we are. With standard all-wheel drive, specially tuned off-road drive mode, designed to bring the outdoors in. The off-road ready Mazda CX-50. We're looking for outsiders.
Right now at Foothills Mazda, get 0% financing for 5 years and 0 down payment with approved credit on the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-50. Shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy. They're very convincing children.
When I heard about Northern Quest's $60,000 Lucky Leap Day giveaway with a chance to leap your way to $30K, I was like, what? Then I found out it's only for humans, and now I'm all like,
The $60,000 Lucky Leap Day giveaway at Northern Quest. Play daily to enter for a shot at the $30,000 grand prize drawing on February 29th. Details at northernquest.com.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Welcome back. Soon, this empty lot on 29th Avenue could be Spokane's newest Chick-fil-A. On January 24th, developers submitted a new proposal to the city. Last night, the city council passed an ordinance to ban drive-through businesses like Chick-fil-A in that area. The newly passed ordinance would designate part of 29th Avenue from Martin to Fisk as a pedestrian street. The proposed Chick-fil-A falls in that range, but Bronte Sorotsky explains why the fast food chain's South Hill future isn't over yet.
This ordinance was meant to improve pedestrian safety here on 29th. It could also be bad news for this Chick-fil-A if its permit isn't approved the first time around.
These efforts, they help pedestrians, they help small businesses. This is something that the neighborhood has been asking for.
The Lincoln Heights neighborhood already worries about pedestrian safety along 29th and says a new Chick-fil-A only grows these concerns. In a statement to 4 News Now, the council's chair says, "Our council does not support a proposed Chick-fil-A on the corner of 29th and Regal, a restaurant that has a 2-lane, 50-car drive-through, but still meets parking space limits is not a neighborhood-scale business. It will endanger our pedestrians and bicyclists." This ordinance passed last night, the 29th, but Chick-fil-A submitted a new proposal for the site on the 26th, 3 days earlier, meaning it doesn't apply to them yet, and the city is currently working with Chick-fil-A to see if the project can move forward.
For building code, land use code, traffic, stormwater, and so all of those things get compiled into one letter that we deliver back to them and say, we need more clarification or revisions on these items based on the plans that you presented to us.
This is the second time developers have tried to add a Chick-fil-A to this part of the South Hill. Their original plan included too many parking stalls, something they're working on this time around. Spokane's city planner says this new ordinance would only affect the fast food chain if their permit were approved but expired before construction wrapped up.
And so then they would have to resubmit, and they would be subject to the codes in place at the time that they resubmit.
If the city doesn't approve Chick-fil-A's contract this time around, they may not be able to approve one at the spot on 29th. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
All right, here is a live look over beautiful downtown Spokane tonight, but we do have some rain on the way. We're going to send it over to Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center to see when it's expected to arrive.
Well, we have some very light rain. Maybe sprinkles would be a better term for it, arriving about noon tomorrow. But here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to continue to be unseasonably mild tomorrow, with temperatures getting up into the 50-degree range. We have those very light showers, then a better chance of rain on Thursday. Cooler conditions as we get toward the weekend, but not cold, just cooler than the weather that we have been seeing. Forecast radar right now showing the last of a few showers up along the Canadian border moving out. We're going to have a dry start to the day on Wednesday, with the exception of right along the east slopes of the Cascades and starting to move into the Columbia Basin. By 8, you may have some light rain in Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, and Omak. Not quite making it to Ritzville until we get later in the morning. Meanwhile, by noon, we'll have some very light rain around Spokane and Deer Park, possibly a few sprinkles around Colville. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner. That chance of very light rain will continue through the afternoon and evening. High temperature of 51. 36 is our average high. I'll be back with your 8 to 14 day outlook in just a few minutes. Derek.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. Renters in Washington could pay less for pet deposits if a new law passes. Lawmakers want to lower the pet deposits to under $150, making it more affordable to keep pets. But people have mixed responses to this proposal. Peter Choi shares their concerns tonight.
Leah.
Robert Cross is a renter.
Yeah, I like the idea of lowering the fees a little bit.
He owns 2 dogs, Leah and Jake. He says costs for everything went up so much, including pet care.
Older now, I have less money to spend. We need the money, you know. It costs us a lot of money to take care of pets like this.
Washington lawmakers are proposing a new law that would lower pet deposits to $150. The deposit must be refundable.
Paid $400 total for my animals to live with me.
Faith is a renter as well, with her 2 furry friends.
Knowing if I needed to move to another place, that I wouldn't have as much problems finding something for myself and my family that I have.
Spoke Animals Director Dory Peck says the bill will help ease financial burden people with pets looking to rent.
That also helps the shelter not be as full because people don't have to surrender.
And property manager said $150 for pet deposits won't help clean the damage. In some cases, it costs nearly $7,000.
They did damage in the laminate floor area, which the urine seeped down under the laminate flooring.
It's thousands of dollars worth of damage that property managers and owners had to deal with.
You can only charge a $150 pet deposit, then we would opt to not charge a pet deposit at all and make the security deposit greater. Well, you can't discriminate against someone that has a pet, so you're just going to increase your security deposit overall to everyone.
Lawmakers will discuss about the bill tomorrow. If it passes, the bill will take effect 90 days later. In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that, but it's not just pet deposits. Lawmakers want to limit how much landlords can raise rent each year. There are 2 bills making their way through the Washington legislature that would cap rent increases at 5% a year. According to a survey by the U.S. Census Bureau, 6% of Washingtonians were forced to move because of rent increases in the first half of 2023. Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers says she is deeply concerned about the future of the Snake River dams.
To put it simply, the Columbia River system is critical to our entire way of life. Unfortunately, some people don't see it that way.
McMorris Rodgers expressed her concerns during a House Committee on Energy and Commerce today, grilling groups like the Council on Environmental Equality and NOAA. The dams have served as a lightning rod for conservatives and environmentalists alike. often weighing the benefits of hydroelectric power against the future of salmon in the region. McMorris Rogers says she doesn't believe the Snake River dams are the problem facing salmon in the region and that breaching them is not the solution. She questioned the chair of the White House Council on Environmental Quality, saying the White House acted inappropriately in its report.
CEQ cut a secret backroom deal to please radical environmentalists who are profiting from a campaign to tear out our dams.
But not everyone on the congressional panel agreed with her accusation of a backroom deal, with a representative from New Jersey calling that claim laughable. To learn why he disagrees with McMorris Rogers and to see the full hearing, you can look for this story on KXLY.com. Well, Spokane Public School students will now have more opportunities to pick up a paddle and play a little pickleball. The school district announced it's creating 14 new courts at 5 different schools. SPS is making accommodations to existing courts at Rogers, Shadle Park, and North Central High Schools to create 6 pickleball courts. Ferris High School and Lewis and Clark's Hart Field will each have 2 courts adapted to make another 8 pickleball courts. All pickleball courts will be used for both school-based programming and the community, according to SPS. All right, around the nation now, colleges are getting financial aid data from students late this year. That's because the Department of Education revamped the free application for federal student aid last year. It had to be updated again earlier this month to include inflation data. That freed up an additional $1.8 billion in financial aid, but it also delayed processing. The Department of Education told colleges not to expect data until the first half of March. That's usually when students are used to hearing a decision on their aid. It's likely that will be delayed this year, but most schools still require students to commit to them by May 1st. Now, in Washington, more than $50 million in federal aid has been left on the table because students aren't filling out the FAFSA form. For tips on how to fill out that new form, you can head to our website, KXLY.com. Well, we have much more coming up tonight here at 6:30, including how this deer managed to get inside of one Texas woman's home.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by UFCW.
Hi, I'm Robert Sacre. You may know me from my basketball career. But what you don't know is I'm a father of 4, and life can get pretty chaotic. So that's why I'm getting a vasectomy at North Idaho Urology, so I can finally sit back and enjoy the madness.
Vasectomy season is back. Scheduled today at North Idaho Urology.
BECU isn't like other financial institutions, and the difference is people. Because we're not for profit, there's no boardroom of billionaires maximizing their margins. Our biggest stakeholders are people like you. It's our members who make money meaningful, so we focus on helping them thrive. It's the art student bringing beauty to his community that makes a college loan matter. It's the mother building her family's foundation that makes a mortgage matter. It's people that make BECU matter. People like you.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region. Only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Taylor Swift. Could she swing the presidential election? Next, Inside Edition. The behind-the-scenes effort at getting Taylor Swift's endorsement. Can she move millions of voters? Then, remember We Are the World? The big anniversary of the legendary We Are the World recording session. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
There's a deer in my kitchen.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know who was more scared there. That deer didn't just break into this home in Texas. It allegedly spent the night, according to homeowner Courtney Hawk. She says the deer broke in by, quote, Kool-Aid Manning through her front window.
Oh
now,
my
Hawk wasn't home at the time because she spent the night at her boyfriend's. The deer's hard launch into the home left him injured and bleeding, making it easy for Hawk to tell where he had been, saying there were bloodstains everywhere. Now, eventually, the deer was tranquilized, as you saw a second ago, and removed from the home. Now, Hawk actually defending the deer, saying her neighbors, who say the breaking and entering was because it was being chased by a buck at the time.
Oh.
So what would you do if you opened your door to find a wild animal in your home? I think I would be thankful that it's a deer and not something else, right?
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, I have dogs. I think that would be quite a scene.
Yeah, no doubt
The dogs
about it.
would go bananas. Oh my gosh. Well, good thing the buck didn't get into the house, because that could have done a lot more damage.
True,
right?
for sure.
Oh goodness gracious. We've got some cooler weather coming. It is going to be subtle at first. Let's take a look at our high temperature. Today was 41, actually fairly cool with all the clouds, but still above average. 36 is our average high. We started the day above freezing at 34. Here is our temperature trend over the next several days. We'll get a southwesterly flow in advance of an approaching system, so we're up to 51 degrees tomorrow, and then we start cooling down again. We'll be down in the lower 40s by the weekend and upper 30s by the time we're into Monday and Tuesday. Now, our long-range forecast from the Climate Prediction Center does have us in this light blue, indicating a trend toward below average temperatures. But what I am seeing in the 8, 9, 10-day forecast looks more like about average. So we'll see what pans out. I would not panic if you don't like the cold weather just yet. Keep in touch, but we're going to be out of the 50s as we head into the extended forecast. In terms of precipitation, there is not really a strong signal either way, but leaning more toward above average precipitation than the opposite. Our chance of precipitation over the next several days, Thursday looks like a wet day, but otherwise we're just going to get hit and miss showers over the next several days. It's not going to amount to much. Hopefully we can get some more precipitation going in the mountains, particularly once we're into Thursday. Our snow level will start dropping. Tomorrow it is going to be quite high, up around 7,000 feet. By the time we're into Thursday, down to 5,500 feet, and it keeps dropping. Saturday, 3,200 feet, still not down to the Spokane area, but at least we're down below the ski areas, certainly by Friday at 4,000 feet. And any sort of fresh snow, I know, would be appreciated for skiers, but really we need to start beefing up that snowpack. So hopefully that is something that's going to happen over the month of February. We could still make up a lot of ground in February and March in terms of that important money in the bank for the long, dry summer. Your planning forecast, there's a lot of showers on this forecast, but I think if by the time all is said and done, it is not going to amount to much. Some light rain here or there, with the wettest day being on Thursday. Overnight lows should stay above freezing until we get into Sunday morning. Monday and Tuesday morning, our best chance to stay below freezing, which takes a little bit of the heat off of your morning commute. Still always a good idea to keep an eye out for those slick spots this time of year, however, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Well, from Olympia to Washington, D.C., lawmakers are pushing for new laws to protect people from artificial intelligence. Over the last few days, X, formerly known as Twitter, had to restrict all searches of pop star Taylor Swift after AI generated explicit photos of her that were shared on the platform. CNN's Laura Aguirre explains how lawmakers want to prevent more people from falling victim to AI.
Millions of people's jobs. From the president to pop stars to Americans going about their everyday lives, anyone can be targeted by the misuse of artificial intelligence. Over the weekend, X, formerly Twitter, temporarily displayed an error message on searches for some Taylor Swift images after the music icon became the victim of sexually explicit pictures created by AI that have since been taken down.
What happened, fortunately, Miss Swift, is happening to thousands of women across this country each and every day.
Several House Democrats are hopeful Swift's case will re-energize a stalled bill that's focused on regulating the use of AI.
These deepfakes are dangerous.
The proposed Do Not Disturb Act overhauls federal rules regarding robocalls, like the one that falsely portrayed President Joe Biden sent to voters during the New Hampshire primary this month.
It's important that you save your vote for the November election. Voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again.
A CNN review of the bill's summary finds that it expands the definition of a robocall to include any call or text that uses AI or a pre-recorded message. Violators who use AI to impersonate someone in a robocall could face higher fines. And even authorized robocalls would have to disclose any use of artificial technology.
It's going to take the Congress, it's going to take our law enforcement agencies, and it is going to take the private sector to build these safeguards, but then to make sure that they're enforced and that we protect people.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Now, the Do Not Disturb Act would additionally force phone providers to offer free robocall blocking services to consumers and require the Federal Communications Commission to maintain a public list of the top 100 illegal robocall campaigns. All right, coming up, a new warning about travel to the Bahamas from the State Department. What has federal officials worried after the break?
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hi, I'm Ken, and I'm a lawyer.
I'm Donnie, and I'm not, but I am an advocate.
So am I.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
Seriously injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
That's us.
All of us.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same. But at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You sell high commission investment products, right?
Nope, Fisher avoids them.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Never at Fisher Investments.
Okay, then you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we structure our fees so we do better when clients do better. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Get your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Hi, I'm Todd, president of Pacific Bath. It's a new year, and what better time to update your shower space with a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower, installed in just 2 days or less. Jason?
Thanks, Todd. January is also National Bath Safety Month. Our Kohler Luxstone showers provide a safe bathing experience with easy accessibility and slip-resistant surfaces. Plus, Kohler's innovative recessed shower locker provides storage space in the wall. Kohler is a global leader with 150 years of designing American-engineered custom bathing solutions. Time is running out to call for the biggest savings of the year. Kick off 2024 with $2,024 off a new Kohler Luxstone shower. And last chance to call during this program for no payments and no interest for 12 months. Throughout the greater Spokane area, call Pacific Bath at 509-361-6674. That's 509-361-6674.
Donnie, what will the advocates do to get our clients justice?
Everything.
And what do they pay if we don't win?
Nothing.
So we give.
Our all.
And the clients pay?
Nothing.
Unless we win. Pretty good deal.
Pretty great deal.
Injured? You deserve an advocate.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Around the world now, millions are expected to book their spring and summer vacations over the next few months. Now, the State Department is issuing a warning for anyone considering going to the Bahamas. ABC's Victor Oquendo explains why.
This morning, a new warning as many Americans seek to trade frigid temperatures and snow for a tropical oasis. The State Department issuing a Level 2 travel advisory for the Bahamas after reports of at least 18 murders in Nassau this year alone. Officials warning that gang crime is happening in both tourist and non-tourist areas, even in broad daylight. The victims, primarily locals. The State Department also urging travelers to be vigilant when staying at short-term vacation rental properties where private security companies do not have a presence. Jason Russell is a college sophomore going to the Bahamas with a group of friends for spring break.
We were definitely thinking we should probably stay within the resort, and our parents obviously a little concerned with the situation.
Stephen Probst just arrived for vacation in the Bahamas yesterday. The Florida native says he'll still take the same precautions like he would for any trip.
I don't carry any cash, or as little as I can possibly. I don't bring any jewelry with me. I don't bring anything that, computers or anything. It's basically getting out there and not having something that someone can steal.
The travel warnings due to crime stretch across the West Indies, with level 2 advisories in both the Dominican Republic and Turks and Caicos. Tourists asked to reconsider travel to Jamaica altogether, where there is currently a level 3 advisory.
If you do your homework beforehand and you learn what the problems are and where they are occurring, you can do some things to protect yourself and your family on your vacation.
And with this new warning, you might be considering travel insurance, but it can be tough to use. It also has strict limits. Just know that every policy is different, and you really should read the fine print. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami Beach.
All right, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight as we head into a break. Don't go away.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Next, DT. Nearly 4 decades after We Are the World, we're with Lionel Richie revealing stories you never knew.
I am telling you, I freaked myself out.
Next, DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Fresh fruits and vegetables are a luxury many struggling families can't afford.
But local farmers are making sure everyone can get those nutritious foods for free, no questions asked.
Find out how tomorrow as the food crunch continues on Good Morning Northwest.
Bruno! Bruno!
Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Rogue makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 NMAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Spokane Exercise Equipment is the Inland Northwest premier provider of top-of-the-line exercise and rehabilitation equipment. Once the Spokane Exercise Equipment technicians have finished setting up your new home gym, that's when the workout competition begins. Spokane Exercise Equipment has all you need to achieve your fitness goals. They offer delivery, installation, service, and maintenance for all residential and commercial customers. Visit them in downtown Spokane or go online to see their full line of products.
Agriculture Innovation meets tradition February 6th through the 8th at the Spokane Convention Center. Come see the latest in farming technology, network with peers and industry experts, and participate in seminars. Whether you're a seasoned grower, an entrepreneur, or just passionate about agriculture, this is the event for you. Meet, learn, grow at the Spokane Egg Show. Get your tickets now. I'm Melissa Paul, Egg Show Director, and I'll see you there.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
4 News Now is brought to you by UFCW.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside. Tonight, Spokane Valley City Council met to discuss a plan that would beef up the city's police department. What they decided coming up tonight at 11. Plus, the man accused of robbing 3 Spokane banks is in jail tonight. How police finally caught him.
If you forget your rain jacket tomorrow, I don't think it will matter much. Maybe a few sprinkles on the windshield, a better chance of meaningful rain on Thursday. And it is rain down in the valleys. maybe a little bit of snow mixing in the second half of the weekend, but there will be no shoveling or crashes as a result of heavy snow. So there's the good news.
We appreciate that for sure. All right, we'll have those Zags highlights and much more coming up tonight on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.